I'm driving my car in. My cool Camaro.
Well, happy Sunday, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Be like Joey on Friends. How you doing?
How you doing?
I like that show.
Ooh, it's been a few weeks, hasn't it?
It has been like 2 weeks of crazy vacation mode.
We did find something else recently that we enjoy. I didn't know that I enjoyed doing it, but
what is that?
Your son was in town and we went bowling yesterday.
Finally.
And yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not good at it.
Okay. Well, you don't have to be good at it to have fun, and the more you play, the better you'll get.
That's because you like to win.
Well, I'm not that great at it, I don't think.
I'm nipping on your heels. I need about 10 more points and I'm there.
So if you I don't care about all that competitiveness. I just play for fun. But it's been like 5 years since we've gone.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first got together, we went bowling on a date. But as most people know, the longer a couple is together, the dating scene goes out the window, which is never a good idea. You should always keep dating.
Yeah.
So like every year for my birthday, I'm like, let's go bowling. Let's go bowling. And he's like, nah. One time he didn't even bring shoes. So we walked in or you didn't bring socks or something weird.
It was a socks issue, yeah.
And so, he planned that whole thing, I'm convinced.
No, I didn't.
So anyway, it's been so long, but he's like, I don't want to play because I'm not good and all that good stuff, but it's fun.
I'm going to hit up some YouTube tutorials on, I think it would be fun if I can learn that hook, getting that ball to curve and hit the pocket. I think I would enjoy that.
He's just upset because we did play 2 games. So while my son was here, me and my son used to always go bowling when we lived in Ocala. So we got to go bowling and nobody was that great because it's been so long, but it was a lot of fun. We did a members only video while we were at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing I think is that it's been so long since we went bowling that the glue on my bowling shoes came off.
You lost a heel and then you lost a whole sole.
And by the end of the 2 games, the other sole was about to fall off my shoe. So I do need to find a new pair of bowling shoes now. So I've been looking on eBay and Amazon for a deal. Hopefully I find one.
Yep. You even have a ball.
Yeah, I do. Because when we lived in Ocala, we used to be on a flex league.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we were good, but it means we went often and had fun, especially during the summer. They have like a summer pass where you could bowl. I think it was 3 games a day you were allowed to go bowl. And it lasted about 2.5 months. And I want to say it was about $25 or $30. So I used to go by myself about 5 days a week, put on my headphones and play 3 games and then go walk at the park Jervy Gant that was right next to it. So it was a lot of fun, but yeah, I'm glad we finally got you convinced that you might want to go bowling some more.
Yeah, sometimes it's too hot outside or it's too cold.
Summertime is good for bowling. You got to find stuff indoors in the AC because I don't know about y'all and where you live, but it's a hot summer. And I think it's like that almost everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's not as bad as Florida, but pretty close.
It's a shorter season and each day is shorter too. So it's nowhere near as bad as Florida, but it has its moments where it's really close and it's miserable, but it's only for a few hours a day. It ain't the whole day. So it's tolerable. You can get through it. That's usually around nap time it gets hot.
Nap time? The old man nap?
Yeah, the old man nap, man.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I'm glad because, you do need to keep hobbies. That's one thing too, when you retire and you're not doing as much, you should be doing active hobbies because you might start sitting on the couch, falling asleep and napping a lot or just scrolling on your phone too much. So you got to stay active.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to get at least some kind of hobby going. He was talking about doing golf, but that can get pretty expensive really quick.
I don't know how much I would like it. I think I would like the learning of it, but I think it's a really hard sport. I think it's difficult.
I'd rather play miniature golf because I'm a goofball. I don't want any real structure. I think all the people on a golf course would be mad if they had to golf behind me.
Yeah, and there's all the etiquette and letting them play through and this and that.
Thank you, Trish. That's so sweet of you.
Trish, we haven't forgot you. We have something from you.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for our moderators that are on here today. I don't know if I have to look through the chat to see who's even on here.
Yeah. Oh, John. Yep.
Hey, John, how are you?
We were just talking about you. You're in our notes.
You're in our notes.
You're actually in our notes.
I don't even think we have any mods on here today. Maybe everybody's taking a nap. I know we've been pretty inconsistent. The last live that we did do was on the 4th of July, which wasn't a traditional live by any means. We weren't really talking. And before that, it's probably been a month.
It's been a minute. So
time flies. Yeah. And I know we probably should do one at least every other week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We've been slackers.
We're not very structured lately, which is fine because it's fun to not be structured. But it is good to have some structure. And we were just talking now, we've had like the last 2 weeks off vacationing. Tomorrow is kind of like the Monday going back to work after you've been off and you're like, ugh. You got to get back into the whole routine. When you're on vacation, you start eating a bunch of garbage and just all those bad habits creep back on you. You're not being as active.
And we normally go to bed around 11 and get up at 8, but we want to move that. We want to go to bed earlier and get up earlier and get an extra hour of daylight.
Which is good during the summer to get up earlier while it's cooler and get those things done. In Florida, we always did that. It's just the smart way to do it, especially in the summertime. Yeah. You get a lot more done. Oh, hey, Nancy, I see you on here.
Hey, Nancy.
How are you?
You're our moderator today. Thank you. You just got appointed.
Oh, goodness. So we got a birthday in the house. Happy birthday, Iowa.
All right. The whole state
birthday.
of Iowa.
Are you going to eat some cake for us? I think I've eaten enough peanut butter pie. I did make a peanut butter pie while my son was here.
That's part of the problem.
Everybody loves the peanut butter pie, and I used to make them all the time, but I haven't made one in so long. So, yeah, we've been eating up the peanut butter pie and the baked macaroni and cheese. I always ask my son, what kind of special stuff do you want when you're around? And he picked the baked macaroni and cheese. I put ham in that, and he likes it with cauliflower and broccoli in it also.
Yeah. Now, he just went back home this morning. Actually. We had to get up at 2:30 in the morning. 2:30 a.m.
2 in the morning we had to get up. We had to leave at 2:30.
Yeah, and we left at 2:30 to get him to the airport by 4 a.m. for his 6 a.m. flight out of Nashville back to Fargo, North Dakota. And I believe he landed a little while ago, right?
Yeah, because he did have a layover. Actually, there was mechanical problems with the first flight. So he got to the Denver airport almost just in time to catch his next flight. So hopefully in the future he can get a direct flight because that eats up your whole day when you have a 4-hour layover. Yeah. So, but it was great to see him for the week.
Yeah.
Of course, he got a terrible sunburn like the second day he was here. So that kind of snafu'd a lot of our plans because we planned to go out on the boat most of the week and go fishing because that's the kind of stuff he likes to do. But he wore a tank top.
Yeah, so we only got out one day on the boat.
And he was burnt so bad on his shoulders. They were blistering. But I guess what happens, too, is now he's been in North Dakota for about 1.5 years.
You lose your base.
And he works inside a kitchen. So he's not in the sun a lot anymore. And, you know, living in Florida, you're always out in the sun. So he was white as a ghost and he just got burnt to a crisp. Yeah. And so when that happens, you really can't go back out in the sun. Otherwise, you're going to have bigger problems. So it kind of messed things up a little bit. So we had to stay indoors a little bit more.
So we did bowling.
Yeah, we did bowling.
And we went out to dinner last night.
Yeah, we went to Red Lobster and checked out the Red Lobster here in Tullahoma.
It was actually pretty good. Better than I remember, but a little pricey.
It was very pricey.
Yeah, a little pricey.
So, but the sandwich I got was good. It was still decent, but
We
you know,
went
the best thing about Red Lobster is their biscuits, baby.
We went for the biscuits.
And you can buy those in the grocery store anymore, so it lost some of its magic since you can do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
I even like making those biscuits and putting little sausage crumbles in them. So in the morning, you could have a nice little sausage and cheese biscuit with it all mixed in.
Sure.
So, but that's one thing he wanted to go do. Usually every year he picks Olive Garden, but we don't have an Olive Garden that close.
Yeah.
And me and him also went on a Jack Daniel's distillery tour yesterday.
The two of them went. I withstood. I just thought, mother, son needed to go do something.
Plus, you had gone to one when we first moved here, and he didn't want to go to another one.
Yeah.
So we went and did that, and then we went
had them
to Red Lobster.
Yeah, half price. So that was a good deal.
During the month of July, Jack Daniel's did a half price sale because they're celebrating, I think, the 25th anniversary of the visitor center being open. So we got to go on this nice barrel tour for.
And it was a tasting tour, wasn't it?
Yes.
Which ours wasn't.
So it was $75 for the both of us. And they give you these little shot glasses and coasters and part of a Jack Daniel's barrel staff, however you say that, which now I got to ship to him because it's this big
too
piece
big
of
to
a
get
barrel.
On the airline, so now we got to ship it to him.
And then they give you like a frozen drink, Slurpee type of drink while you're walking around. So it was nice, and you get a free little photograph, which I think came out good. It
was a nice little gift pack they give you, so you got something back.
Yeah, I think with all the little freebies they gave you, it pretty much paid for the tickets plus the half off.
Yeah.
But it's always good getting to see family, especially when they're so far away. So he enjoyed himself, and we enjoyed seeing him. And now he's got to get back to work on Monday. All the fun joys. Luckily, we don't have a traditional job to get to.
Not a traditional one, but we still work. We
got to go to appointments.
We find things to do.
We haven't been in the gym for like 2 weeks, and we've been eating all this garbage. So that is going to be a rough tomorrow.
I do have a question for the chat real quick, if anybody should know, because I don't know. I'll just say I don't know. The crowns that are in the chat, and they're numbered, the purple emblems with the crowns, crown number 1, crown number 2. What is that?
White ones too.
And white ones. What do those mean? Does anybody know? Let us know, because I haven't seen. We're not around it as much anymore, and we're not.
Did you want a crown?
Yeah,
I can make you one.
I want a crown.
I'm gonna go to Burger King and get you a crown.
Usually, when I hear crown, I'm thinking of a drink.
I used to love getting the crowns from Burger King and walking around wearing the crown. My son said I embarrassed him a lot because I act like a kid.
Yeah. That's fun though. You gotta stay young.
He'd be like, "Mom, straighten up."
So we were in Savannah week before last.
Oh, talk about hot!
It was hot.
It was hot.
We knew it was going to be hot, and they had a storm. I do want to mention the storm because they had tornado warnings in South Carolina, which is right across the Georgia border from Savannah. So I'm looking at these trees moving around the RV. And she was off on one of the adventures with the Girl Scouts in the evening. So I had to move the RV myself. But I decided I'm going to button it up. I'm going to move it out from under these trees because the last time we were there was an RV with a tree laying across the middle of the RV.
Hi, Heather May.
So I wanted to move it over to the middle of the campground and just at least get it out from under the big trees and let the storm pass.
Hi, Debbie.
And that's what I did, and then we put it back. Now, nothing fell, so thank you for that.
That was a crazy storm.
I looked up at those trees. I go, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. So I'm like, I'm going to move the RV. So
yeah, because the last time we were in that campground around October or November, there had actually been the hurricane that came through and demolished that one RV.
It was a big tree. It took it out. It totally even bent the frame and everything.
So we were a little worried about that. But I was actually in town at that time with my sister and my 2 nieces, and we were sitting inside a restaurant, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the heavens opened up, and I've never seen so much rain so fast. And my sister we were already walking from that restaurant actually when it started raining. So she had ponchos with her. So we put on these ponchos, which were like really super thin.
They don't do much.
They did something, but like our shoes were so soaked, and we had quite a walk to the hotel. So we were totally soaked by the time we got to the hotel. We were even walking past window fronts where people were sitting in the restaurants eating, and they were just looking at us, and I was waving at them like just dripping everywhere. When we walked into the
soaking wet.
Yeah, we walked into the hotel and left like this huge river puddle all through the hotel. It was so bad. And there was lightning. I thought we were going to get struck by lightning. It was rough.
They were having tornado warnings right across the Savannah River there.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, these trees, nope, I ain't taking it.
Good times.
I would cry if one of those trees hit the RV or the Jeep or both.
But luckily, the weather didn't disrupt too much of our plans throughout the week, because if you read the weather reports before we were going, it looked almost like every day was going to be ruined. But the same thing happened when we went to Gatlinburg. They predicted so many storms, and then we did get some there too, but it didn't wreck most of the plans.
They were
which was
short
good.
and they moved through quickly, and they weren't as bad as forecasted.
So
you have to plan and just be ready for the weather when it changes.
It was a lot of fun. We got to go on boat rides and see dolphins. So many dolphins were on that boat ride. My sister and the Girl Scouts went on a different tour where they even saw more dolphins, and they got some great video of that. I was so jelly we didn't make it onto that one.
Now, my cousin lives down there, and she took us out with her husband on a boat ride, and we have a video on that. Is that coming out tomorrow?
No, tomorrow is going to be this crazy mashup of videos, because I had so many pieces of footage from
Like a lot of short pieces.
There's some from Alaska in there last summer. There's some from Gatlinburg. There's some from Savannah. There are a bunch of little short things all mashed in together, just fun. So that'll be tomorrow, just a bunch of fun.
So we'll just call it a smash up video.
Yeah. So don't get confused. We're not in Alaska.
We're not in any of those places.
But I tried to put little tags so that people don't get too confused. But there's just a bunch of fun little times that we had.
Yeah, realize our videos are not
in real time.
They're not in real time. This is in real time right here. So everything else is not.
Oh, thank you, John.
Thanks, John, for the 2.
I'm glad you love that clock. We love it too. Brett wanted to keep it, and I'm like, we don't need that. And then when John saw it in a video, he wanted
the clock. I know. Well, she was going to listen.
So I'm glad someone that we know and like has the clock. I always say if I can get rid of some of my stuff and it lives on with people I know.
We had it. We had it right up in this corner for a little while. And I said, I like that clock. You can see it good from a distance because it's white background. And she goes, well, you want me to take it off the listing? I'm like, no, we'll keep it though. But if somebody buys it, they can have it. So congratulations. You got a nice clock.
I'm just glad that the Postal Service got it there in one piece, because that's always something I worry about. And I try to overwrap everything and wrap it so good, because having worked for the post office before, I see how things are handled. And sometimes some of the employees don't care as much. And even when you do care, there's a huge volume of mail going through there. So you don't get to handle things always with the utmost care that you would like to. So in other words, a lot of stuff just gets thrown around. And so if you're sending stuff that's very fragile, make sure you pack it very well.
In fact, they actually, in the back room of the post office where most people don't get to see, they call it throwing the mail. So it's a literal term that means they throw the mail. So all these buggies are lined up, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox here.
Please
but
don't.
The clerks
I
are
don't
the
have
ones.
enough coffee for
the
that.
clerks throw the mail, and the buggies can be 15, 20 feet away. They don't walk around there and set it in the buggy. They throw it, and it may bounce into the wrong buggy. It could.
Hi, Georgie.
Which makes it circle back to
the
post office to get redelivered the next day, or sometimes they catch it. So
much love and blessings to you too, and big hugs.
Hello, Georgie.
Super sweet.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So, yeah, Savannah was a lot of fun. It was great to walk around with all the Girl Scouts and meet new people. I know a couple of the people from when I visit my sister in Ohio, and I've gone to a few of the Girl Scout meetings with her. So I knew some of them, but I got to meet a lot more. And they had a fairly large group compared to what usually comes in. So I think there was like roughly 13 girls and 15 adults.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun, and they were super nice to allow us to tag along with them. And we went to most of the things they did. There was very few things we didn't go to. And by the end of the week, I think most of the girls were so tired that the last day, a lot of them didn't participate in a few of the things because not only is it very hot, but it's a lot of walking when you're in Savannah. So, thank you, Iowa.
Iowa 73.
73, young
Happy
girl.
birthday.
Keep on rocking it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. So I always think every year when I get older, it's like, I made it. You know, when you were younger, you sometimes thought with all the crazy stuff you do, oh, when 50 rolls around, I'm not even going to be here. And then boom, you're here and you're like, wow, thank you, God.
You're still here, but you don't feel
You
as
got
young
me here.
anymore.
Yeah, definitely don't feel as young anymore.
Each decade presents a new physical hurdle. With your body.
You just got to stay in good spirits, keep smiling, and keep active. Even if you're limited, you got to keep pushing yourself to do activities. Because I know some people that don't. And that's when life truly ends, is when you just give up and give in and don't do anything anymore.
Right.
It's devastating. So just keep rocking and stay active. That's what keeps you young.
You ready to move on? We got quite a list. We got quite a list here.
Moving on.
So the roof is still in the same condition it was a month ago. It's still got the tarp wrapping. The litigation between the roofer and the insurance company is still ongoing. I don't really know how it's going, but the guy told us that does the roof. He goes, look, it's going to take 2 to 3 months. I don't know why it takes this long, but it's well wrapped. It's not leaking.
That's what I was going to say. Luckily, he wrapped it very well that it's not leaking still.
Yeah,
it's sad that everything does take so long, but I know once they get the go ahead, he'll be on it, and I think it'll be a day.
Yeah. So we're still under wraps.
We're keeping this house under wraps here.
That's right.
So it's weird looking at this blue tarped roof, and we need some red because it's not too Americana or
it's too blue.
Yeah.
There's too much blue. The tarps are blue.
The Blue Man Group or the Smurfs are going to take over pretty soon.
Right?
I even said with this theme, it could even be the Spider-Man house because I'm finding a lot of spider webs. So spiders love log cabins. So we might turn into Spider-Man and Spider-Woman here.
Now we sprayed in and out and under both the cabin and the garage. And I think I've seen more spiders, but we may have killed some, but the others came out. Like we may have forced them we may have forced them to move. And so maybe we need to follow up with another spray.
They didn't move in the correct direction. They were supposed to go out,
away from
not
the house,
further
not
down or in or up. So they didn't get the memo.
But
we got to
it's
do a
better
better
than a
eviction
wasp
notice.
problem or a snake problem. I'd much rather. The spiders are pretty harmless.
I don't know about that.
I mean, so far
when I was a mail carrier, I got bit by a spider and ended up in the hospital. Yeah, it was a brown recluse.
I haven't seen one of those yet.
And I was hospitalized for it, and I was out of work for 2 weeks, and that was a real bummer. And when I came back to work, everybody called me Spider Woman. So, yeah, it was not fun at all.
Woman.
Not fun at all. But yeah, hopefully they'll get that fixed soon. But in the meantime, at least we're staying dry. So you got to be thankful and just stay positive.
Well, you want to jump into this court stuff?
You want to jump?
Okay, so we're going to talk about, I guess, really two court cases. We can't speak to any of the federal cases. We don't keep up with it. And they're talked about enough that we'll just leave them alone. We don't even know really how they're advancing or anything anyway. But our case is on a stay because of the bankruptcy filing. So that hasn't changed. It's in a holding pattern. So I guess more on that when we know more about it. The next thing is the bankruptcy case, which really isn't our case, but we're listed as one of the creditors or debtors, however you want to look at it. And that's pretty much it.
And that hearing is August 6th.
Yeah. August 6th, and we still have to provide the court some information so we can zoom in and we'll at least listen into what's going on.
What I don't understand about that is how can somebody file bankruptcy, but yet they're trying to purchase
a motorhome,
a big bus motorhome, and are also running a store at the flea market that's full of inventory.
Yeah.
And all of that.
And all the gifting that's been going on.
So I'm a little
grifting.
Little confused as to, because usually when people file bankruptcy, they're not
bankrupt.
Not trying to continue incurring more debt.
Right.
And they also have, if they were running a business, they've sold out their inventory to try to pay down their debts and all these things. So I don't really understand that.
I don't.
But there's a lot of things about that whole situation that most rational people are not going to understand because it don't make a lick of sense.
Yeah, I mean, everything contradicts. There's a lot of contradictory going on, like saying one thing and doing something different, or even saying something different that contradicts what you said 2 days ago. I mean,
hey, James, how is it there in Anchorage?
Cooler,
I bet it's cooler there, yeah.
Haven't heard much on the fires lately. I did hear about an earthquake.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about that. That got sent out to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think of the latest with the latest memes going around? Hilarious, with the CEO hugging his paramour, I guess. And he's a married guy and got caught on a kiss cam. I guess everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you can't open up your phone without seeing a bunch of memes about that. And I think the craziest thing I read is that he wants to sue Coldplay when you were out in public.
He's the one wrong here.
Yeah, you were in public doing that. And then their reaction to the whole thing to turn around or just sink down, that made it worse for them because then they got called out.
And then the lady that videoed it and actually posted it to go viral, she said she would have never posted it had they just kissed. Like, everyone's expecting you to kiss. It's a kiss cam. Or they could have waved off the kiss or something. I don't know. They could have done a lot of things. Maybe not cheat. But
perhaps.
But I think they did. They did everything wrong there. But it's kind of funny to see some of the memes.
Yeah, you're right, Heather. Betrayal and lies always comes to light.
You know what the best memes are? I'm just thinking of this. These aren't things I wrote down. But have y'all seen the theme Ice Ice Baby with the alligator Alcatraz and the ice agents and stuff? It's hilarious.
Well, I guess that finally went away now that there's the...
Oh, yeah, we got the kiss cam.
Now that there's the new scam. You know what I feel bad for, really, is the children of that couple who are probably facing a lot of embarrassment about that. That's who I feel bad for in that situation. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're not happy in your marriage, get divorced and move on. That's all I have to say about that.
Usually bad things will happen, and I think the worst thing happened with these two. Excuse me. But anyway, I thought it was funny and worth a mention. Some of those memes are hilarious. Oh, yeah.
That's what you wanted to talk about.
I did, and I skipped over it, and I don't know why. So
because he saw a squirrel, y'all.
Squirrel.
So
the motorhome thing. Let's say you're destitute, or
hi, Christy.
You're down on your luck, and you don't have a lot of money. You're spread thin with your bills. Do you take that money and dump it into a motorhome that you've never seen? It's older. Motorhomes are money pits. Unless you can afford to have them and afford to drive them, they're expensive to maintain. They're expensive to move. And if you don't know how to work on them at least a little bit, you're not going to be able to fix anything. especially if you don't have the money to do it. Moving into the motorhome would have been the dumbest thing. So it's good. It's to her benefit that didn't work out. We're talking about Lynette here. If I even was gifted $1,000, instead of trying to buy a dumpy trailer for $1,000, they're already living in a shed. What if they just moved into the shell? Is the shell, what I've seen, the shell is nicer than the shed, even unfinished, because the shed is unfinished. And the shell would be much cooler because the roofs are higher and the heat would rise, and it's partially shaded some of the time. But if you were gifted $1,000, I would take that $1,000 and put it into the shell. Get some windows, get some flooring started, get some wire started. At least I'd put every ounce of money that I was gifted or grifted and put it into the home. I would, until it was finally finished. Well, she goes, well, it would take $100,000 and I don't have $100,000. You don't need to do it all at one time. Just do it little pieces of it. If you're given $5,000, great. That'll do a lot, and do what you can to help. Like look up stuff. You can pull wires. They don't have to be inspected by somebody, but you can pull them. You can save a bunch of man hours, and you can clean, right? You can sweep. But I would live in the shell before I live in the shed. It's also, I don't know if it has power to it, but it's right next to the power pole where the sheds have extension cords running over the ground and they're driving over them to the shed. I would be moving those things into the shell, honestly. I think that's a smarter choice, even if you don't have money to finish it.
Yeah, so a lot of people saying, is that legal? Does she have permits?
The shell is permitted, but it's not legal to be living in a shed either. So if you're going to pick the one of the two illegals, you might as well pick the one that's more comfortable, right? I mean, they're both illegal, but I wonder if...
I don't know. Nothing about that situation makes any sense to me. I would have never moved to Otter Creek in that situation
that's
in the
number
first
one.
place. So.
Yeah. We were only there because of the campground, because of the business, because of the model.
Well, I wasn't talking about us. I'm talking about if I was in that situation over there.
Absolutely. She moved away from everything she needed, a hospital, a school.
So nothing about that situation makes sense to start with.
Yeah, she had all her eggs in one basket, hoping that Jeremy would just fund her life. And I don't get it.
You're never going to get it.
I guess I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it.
You can't rationalize things that make no sense.
And I really don't, and I wasn't really going, I wasn't going to talk about this, but not in any detail because I really don't have any details. But all the people that have joined the anti-Hales ecosystem with the intention of trying to get money or bankrupt Jeremy, I don't understand the whole ideology, even on the surface. And the people that are giving gifts and money to Lynette and John, I don't understand that either. You have two entities here. I don't know why you have to pick a side, for one. You don't have to pick a side. But if you are a disliker of Jeremy for some reason and you're an anti-Hales ecosystem member, is the other person you're supporting like better or worse? Like, I don't know how to explain this, but
like if you're just supporting someone because you dislike the other person so much, does that make any sense?
Yeah. Do you support, batshit crazy over, okay, I don't like him, but she's crazy, so I'm going to support her? It makes no sense. I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, if you didn't care for either party, wouldn't you just close the book and walk away from it? Why would you fund somebody else that makes no sense?
Makes no sense. And look, all
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think you said it better. But even if all of them were trying to drag this court case out, which again, I don't understand that either, because if they're right about everything and Jeremy has harmed them in some way and they think they can get money from him, then why would they try to slow down the court case? Wouldn't they want to speed it up and put all their cards on the table and make it come to the courts faster so they can be vindicated in the public and vindication for themselves? They're running. They're hiding. What does that say? They know they're wrong. It just didn't work out. They thought he was going to settle.
Can you live in the barn when there isn't an occupancy clearance for move-in?
No, you can't. But you can't live in a shed either.
Well, apparently in that town and in Levy County, you can do whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who's
Yes,
enforcing anything?
Right. It's about code enforcement. And here's the thing. Until the last meeting, and we still
Thank
don't
you,
know.
Nancy, and thank you, Eddie.
The town hasn't had any code enforcement. And then are they going to want to enforce her? The county should have finished up that permit because the town wasn't ready to enforce it. They still aren't. So,
well, the town had the opportunity to take over that permit.
Yes.
But they told the county to keep that permit since they're the ones who issued it. So it was like a nobody wanted to deal with it type of thing, I guess.
That's what it is. It's a hot potato and nobody wants to deal with it.
But at this point, I would think that the time expired with the county.
I'm sure it has.
And speaking of which, as far as the last meeting goes, where they were supposed to be talking about code enforcement and getting a new council member, total brain fart there. Nobody filmed the last meeting. So not really sure how that meeting went. They don't upload their minutes online. They don't upload the council packets online. Yeah. So I don't really know what happened. I have emailed the clerk. So we'll see if we do get a response as to whether they're going to start uploading the minutes and the council packets. And if not, what process I need to go through to get those materials. If I need to pay for the public records, fine. But I need to know what the process is, and hopefully they can stick to that process, because in the past, when I've tried to get public records, it doesn't happen. It just falls through. So we'll see if we can get to the bottom of that to find out what's going on. And again, if they would just do a live stream themselves, it would clear up everything, and there'd be complete transparency with no biased views. I don't understand why they can't get that together. It's not that hard of a process, but in the very least, upload the minutes and the meeting packets as they occur. But they have a couple years past stuff loaded and then just completely skipped most of 25. There's no rhyme or reason to the way anything's been loaded.
They should start with the most current year.
Now, I do give leniency because I know they have a new clerk and all these other things, but they need to get it together. There's really not that much going on. It doesn't take that long to upload. So I feel like I've been patient, and they need to get it together already. So hopefully I get some kind of response that makes any kind of sense from the email I sent, because I'm sure you all would like to know the same things I would like to know, what exactly is happening there as far as the new council members are concerned and what they're doing.
Right.
So I like some good transparency, period.
And there's a lot of stuff. I have a lot of questions, and none of it's transparent.
Now, a lot of people were saying, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they were commenting that they weren't allowed to record that last meeting. Is that what you saw?
That's what I've read. Third word. So.
It's third word. So I don't know if it's true, but that's highly illegal.
That's illegal.
So I'm going to highly doubt that that was the case. But if that is the case and I was local, I would certainly challenge that because it's a public meeting.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be the case. But, you know, some people drop the wrong conclusions and start saying things that aren't true. So I don't really think that's the case, but I know that's what a lot of people were talking about. And I certainly hope that they're not doing those type of things, because that's not legal.
Yeah. Vet firefighters talking about, he doesn't seem like he wants filming. Zim is on both sides of the fence. If it benefits Zim, then he's for it. Like the Christmas in the Creek, he was all about it. But if it's holding him accountable, then he's not about it. That's how he operates. Now, you're like, well, why'd you ever pick them to be, like your running mate or your number two guy, your assistant, what, the second mayor in hand?
I don't pick the person. The board votes.
The board votes, yes. But, I mean, you don't have a lot of choices. Your choices in Otter Creek are minimal, and all the good people don't want to get involved. So you're left picking between or hoping to get people on the board that just will help the good of the board and help the good of the town.
I know a lot of old school people are apprehensive about being filmed.
Yeah.
And it's a new concept to some people. But if you're not doing anything wrong, then you shouldn't have a problem with it, as long as people are not being aggressive in your face, being rude and combative, and just doing normal filming. There should be no problems. You should invite that transparency.
Yeah.
You should invite that, because the citizens in your town who can't make it to the meeting because they're ill or they're disabled, or they just don't want to leave their house because they want to sit on their own couch and eat popcorn and watch the meeting, whatever the case may be, you should invite that transparency into your meeting. So I just don't understand why people have such a big problem with the recordings if you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I think there's some degree of shade going on here. I can't hypothesize as to why or anything like that. I mean, but it's unfortunate that it's come about. To me, it appears to be some degree of shade.
I'm not going to personally speculate on those things. I'm going to be hopeful that that's not the case, but it is a red flag and it does not look good. And that's all I can say about that. I certainly hope not, because again, it's sad to see that town started to move forward for it to start going backwards again. It seems like it took a lot for it to break the cycle to start moving forward. So that would be shameful.
Heather May has asked if we've been in touch with the Hudson sisters, or do we have a way to get in touch with them? I think one of them's on Facebook, isn't she?
Yeah, they're on Facebook.
They're on Facebook, yeah. I haven't reached out to them.
But I know from what I gather, they didn't want to get involved with being on the board.
That's part of the problem.
I'm not really sure why. I couldn't answer those questions about why they don't want to get involved. But last I knew, they didn't want to get involved with being on the board. And a lot of people in that town don't. They don't want to be in the spotlight. They don't want, I know in the past, when Russell was in charge, if you went against him, you were going to have games played. So they didn't want to get in that predicament. So maybe they're just in that mentality that that'll always be a problem for them, and they just don't want to get back into that mode again. I'm not really sure. But it did seem when I was there that a lot of them were attending the meetings. They were giving input at the meetings, and I don't really see that happening anymore. So it seems to me that they must feel more silenced. I don't know any better way to explain it, but they must feel some kind of way that they're not attending the meetings anymore and they're not voicing themselves. So I guess they are a little more apprehensive, whereas maybe they felt more comfortable when I was there, because I did encourage people to speak and I wanted resolutions to problems and I wanted the town to move forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes different people, whether it be a boss at work or a leader of your town or wherever, they're not very encouraging of free speech and new ideas. So a lot of people feel stifled and will actually shut down and be quiet and kind of dodge those people, which is sad.
And Rose Lady, Zim won't set up the mic. He's very soft-spoken, kind of like me, actually worse.
Worse than you.
Actually worse. And the acoustics in that room are horrible.
Horrible, very horrible.
So it's sometimes hard to understand Zim. Now, Zim, I believe, is he, what's it called where you get your letters backwards? Is he
Dyslexic, yes.
He's dyslexic. So he's a smart guy.
He is. He's very smart, but he doesn't read very well because of his disability.
And he doesn't articulate well. He doesn't explain things very well. And he'll admit that.
Which there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that he can't do the job. It just means that when you're trying to hear him, he's not making sense. Or
welcome to Snowbird, Nancy.
Yay.
Woo-hoo!
Yay.
But I mean, I don't like public speaking myself. I don't think I'm very good at it.
I think you're good at it.
But for myself, when I need to do something, when I have to do something, I can get out of my shell and get over those things and just do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So even if it's not something I particularly enjoy or that I would be like, oh, pick me, I will put myself out there and get over the anxieties that I need to get over to get it done. So, I mean, I think we all kind of have different anxieties. You just got to sometimes be like, all right, just go, throw yourself into it and go, sink or swim.
I'm a little different. I enjoy talking to the public if it's on something that I have a lot of information about. Like, I'm comfortable talking to anybody about RVs. I'm pretty comfortable in that area. I can talk a lot about it. I know a lot about it. But if I'm talking to a room of experts on their specialty, yeah, I'd probably be a little more timid. I'd have to do some homework. I would stay very basic in general with my comments. But Zim just doesn't articulate well. But, I mean, we thought he was a good person. But if he's doing some shady stuff, then he's doing that on his own, and he's on his own. We would not support that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good of friends you are with someone. If your friend starts doing something wrong, you can still be friends, but it's going to be like, hey, John, I think what you did was wrong.
You should be able to have a conversation.
You should be able to have a conversation and be like.
And I'm not saying that anything is wrong.
Right. We're not saying that. We're speculating.
And again, me and him are two different people.
We don't agree.
So we don't agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So sometimes he says we.
I mean me.
He means him.
Me.
I always say, don't include me in your opinions of things because I have my own set of opinions about things. So we're not always in agreement. And that's most people in the world. Just because you're a couple, just because you're best friends, just because you're sisters or brothers doesn't mean you share the same set of opinions.
Right. And
however,
I'm way more opinionated. And
you should be able to share your ideas with each other respectfully.
I'm way more opinionated than she is. She has more of a filter. Like if she thinks a certain thing, but she thinks what she's going to say is going to hurt someone or make someone feel a certain way, then she won't say it. I'm more outspoken and almost don't care. I care to a point. Like I won't bash someone if I don't have the facts. And here I don't have all the facts. I'm just saying it looks bad. It looks like a degree of shade, not full shade, a degree of shade. And I don't like what I see, but I don't have any more information to say that that's what's happening.
I'm usually the type of person
where I'm at.
That if somebody was, let's just say, screwing me over, I wouldn't go talking a bunch of crap about them. I would just tell people, you know me, you believe what you want to believe, watch the actions that come out of this. I don't need to bash anybody. The light will be shined when it needs to be shined. Now, if I have some truths that I need to be transparent about, like in an Otter Creek meeting, so that the people knew what was going on in the town, those are different things. But I've worked in, let's say, the post office before, and there's been people who did me wrong, and they start talking a bunch of mumbo jumbo about you. I don't sit there and talk a bunch of mumbo jumbo back about them. I just tell people, believe what you want to believe. Look at the actions, make your own opinions, and I leave it alone.
Yeah.
Everything comes out. You don't need to get ugly and do all those things, in my opinion.
Hey, Wednesday's life experience memories. I want to go to your comment and ask where this is coming, I guess. It wasn't here. I was told that in private. I don't know what that is. I didn't read back in the chat. But you were asked not to listen to this channel. But why would someone say not to listen to this channel? I don't think we talk about anything that's confrontational. We only talk about things that we know facts about. If it's an opinion, we say it's an opinion. But we try to keep things light and lively, and most of our live streams don't even involve this much talk.
Yeah, I try not to get too much in the weeds with all the drama.
We try to stay neutral.
And I know there's a lot of, we'll say, hater channels that like to, again, talk a bunch of stuff about people. And as I just stated before, how I don't in return talk a bunch of crud about them. I don't really acknowledge all that silliness because, again, I'll tell people to make your own evaluations of the people and those type of things. I don't have the time or the patience or the ugliness to go back and forth over really stupid things, to be honest.
Wednesday's life experience. I got you. Okay.
But, and again, if anybody has anything they'd like to talk to me about in private, you have the email address. It's madammayersadventures@gmail.com. You can always send me an email. I'll reply to you. It's private. It's not, I'm not going to show your stuff unless you wanted me to.
I don't even read those emails.
Those come straight to me.
Go straight to her.
And I answer those. So if you have a question for me,
or a comment,
you can send it there, or a comment. That's fine, because I know some people sometimes don't want to be in the chat because they're weary of the hater channels and stuff.
You got people that want to tattletale. Ooh, screenshot. Ooh, look, I'm going to go over here. And it's garbage, man.
Hey, what the hell's?
Oh, what the hell's in the house?
It's been a minute. How are you?
It's been a minute.
Hopefully you're doing well and getting some rest. But I know you better than that.
Work.
You're always in our prayers, you and George.
Yeah, always thinking about you.
So, anytime anybody has anything they want to say in private, drop me a line.
It'll stay private. I don't even read that email. She reads them.
But it's pretty sad sometimes with all that stuff. But I try to stay positive. I don't get in the weeds with all that. I have thick skin. It's a little sunburnt right now, but it's still thick. I couldn't believe we were out on the boat. It was so much fun, but I guess the sun was just really strong this week because I am like peeling. My arms
mine aren't too
feeling
bad.
A little leathery.
I didn't get burned. My skin.
Brag about
I'm
it.
not bragging, but my Cherokee heritage, my skin takes the sun pretty well. Now I can burn, but I won't burn easily.
Will rest in glory. That is true. That is true.
I don't burn easily. I was worried about my head burning, but it didn't.
He's worried about his bald spot burning.
Because it doesn't get as much sun as my arms and shoulders get sun. I was wearing a hat most of it, but I was on a jet ski for about an hour, so I was starting to feel it up there. But it was more in the morning hours that I was on the jet ski, so.
It was fun, but we did get a little crispy, especially my son. He's got blistered up. And
he was partially under the canopy.
So I thought that was super weird because I was completely sitting out in the sun, except for when you were on the jet ski and I was driving the boat.
Yeah.
But I was in the sun most of the time, so I understand why I got sunburnt. But I didn't get blistered up like he did. But he was ghostly white. But maybe he'll learn
our Wednesday's
his
life experience. If you want to leave, hey, we enjoy having everybody on the channel. It doesn't matter which side of the fence you fall on, or if you don't fall on any side of the fence. I don't really understand why you have to pick a side. If you want to be a Lionette supporter and like some of what Jeremy's doing, great. Then just stay neutral. That's fine. Nobody's going to complain. You don't have to pick a side. Nobody's voting. Nobody's running for office here. You don't have to pick one. So stay happy. Enjoy the things that we do that you like. Watch those. And then if there's something they do over there that you like, then watch that. That's what's great about life. You can pick and choose what you want to watch, or you can swipe left.
It's all good in the hood. So
in August,
life is too short to be grumpy.
I'm just kind of watching the clock. We try not to go over an hour.
I'm gonna drive on into the next 7.
And we got mail to get through too. So in August, we don't have anything planned really for August and September yet, but we're going to spend a week down at Redstone Arsenal at the campground on the base there.
That would be fun.
We want to check Huntsville out.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff to do around there. Yeah. Another place I'd love to go, if possible, one of those months is to hang around Nashville for a week. That would be awesome.
Nashville's bigger than I like, but we can find something that we like. So just like I was saying about the channels, there's not everything in Nashville I'm going to like. I know that, but there's be some things that I do like. Like if they had an RV show, I'd like to go and look. I'm not looking to buy, but I like RV shows. They also have an outdoor a water park. I'd like to go see the water park. It's still hot. We can go to the water park.
Water park would be super fun. I've seen a couple of cool ones on the TV that I'd really, really like to see.
Even though taking your son to the airport and back at 2 and 3 and 4 in the morning isn't fun, I did enjoy the fact that it was cooler outside and there was no traffic. So I can catch up on my sleep.
I mean,
later.
You can't have it all. So
can't have it all.
But at least it was better than driving to the Orlando airport. I'm thankful for that. It was a nice ride and it went pretty smoothly with not too much traffic. The Nashville airport's pretty easy to navigate compared to Orlando, although I do know the Orlando one fairly well because I've flown out of it so many times. So it didn't really give me anxiety to go there.
So we're thinking about, and we want to pitch this to you, and you can let us know in the comments and we'll read them later. We have a P.O. box for people to send stuff. We're kind of wanting to wind that down. We're coming down, I think, on renewal month. I believe it's in August or September that the P.O. box, we're going to maybe let it go away. And if you want to send us something, you can just contact her directly through the email and she'll give you the address to send it to. We figure that people are going to send us anything. It's going to be people that like us. So we don't get a whole lot of stuff. And I'll tell you, to be honest, we don't need a whole lot of stuff. We're pretty comfortable, but we do appreciate the gestures. And so we do want to give you an avenue of being able to send stuff. We do have some close friends that have sent stuff to the house, and that works out great. So I just wanted to see if you had anything you wanted to, about the P.O. box or thoughts about the P.O. box. But whenever that goes away, and we'll talk about it again. So just something to think about on the P.O. box. Right now, we still have it. If it's still in our bio listed as the P.O. box, then we still have it.
Brett's always looking for where we can save some money. So
pinching them pennies.
He's a penny pincher to no end. But
you ready to do some? Check the mail. You ready?
What if I deliver it in my own vehicle?
Oh, you can do that too.
Mine is better. It's got no top and I can open it up.
Our postal carrier here, our regular carrier, actually has her own Jeep. So she uses a personal vehicle to deliver.
I did too when I delivered mail.
You did. And some people and some routes and some cities have postal vehicles.
So
but
what's it going to be? The POV?
I like the POV.
Face better. Off.
But these are, classic. They are classic. And they match the house.
Not like this kind of classic.
They match the house, red, white, and blue.
When I first started at the post office, I had a 67 Camaro, and I used to dream at night about delivering the mail out of my Camaro. Everyone knew when I was there because it was a loud car. Ooh, let's see what we got. This is a gift for you. So enjoy your gift.
Very thoughtful. We've been looking for one, but we didn't want to pay a full price for one. But we haven't found them. We only found the one. So she did want another one. We did mention it, and somebody sent one. It's a bread box. So these are nice because they keep your bread. You take your bread loaf and you put them in there, and you take the wrapping and put it around the outside, and you can push down on it like this, and the bread pops up to the top, and then you put the cap on it.
And your bread stays nice and
stays fresh,
moist.
And it stays fresher in this box than it does with a twisty. I don't know why, but mine has worked very well, and I like it. I think it's cool. And you can get your bread faster because you just pop the top, you slide it down, you pull your bread, put the top, done. It's faster than the twisty. So thank you very much. Who was that from?
If you be quiet, I can get to that. Can't get a word in edgewise with this guy.
Thank you.
You're probably wondering if he talks in his sleep.
No,
He snores.
I don't snore.
Enjoy your gift. Heard you say you like the one you bought. Here's
did.
one for the camper.
Thank you.
Gatlinburg looked like great fun. God bless, from Kim Henline. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
You are so sweet to us always. Please drop me a line. I did send you an email because I want to hear how you're doing. I love getting to chat with people.
And John, she'll be contacting you too, either via email or through the eBay listing as well.
What else you got there, mailman?
This is from, I know she was in the chat. Is she still in there?
From Trish.
Trish, thank you for sending these bowl koozies. Now we got a set of bowl koozies for the RV and for the house.
That's so great.
As most people know, we try to double up on some of that so that
you don't have to go back and
there's
forth
not
and back
so
and
much
forth.
back and forth.
I
right?
love these things.
These are nice.
And they're super thick. You put your bowl in there and then you put in the microwave so you don't burn your fingers on the hot bowl.
Yeah, we use ours. Yep.
It's super great. Yeah, we have some from Jason in Alaska. So we use those and then we can put these ones in the RV. And you could also put your bowl of ice cream in there if you don't want cold hands.
Some people like to set it in their lap and they got shorts on or something and the bowl's cold. So it makes it comfortable.
Or in a pinch, you could even use it as a pot holder.
Or I could use it to smack you with.
Or you could wear it as a hat.
Or I could rub your sunburn with it.
All right, goofball. So these are washer and dryer safe. They're microwave safe. She says, I'm so happy for you guys are not in that mess anymore. And keep making memories.
We're working on it.
One set for travel and one set for the home.
And they're very pretty. We like the colors.
They are. I think they have moose. Do they have
got
moose?
A moose.
I love that.
We love moose.
I love those. Those are great. So thank you so much for sharing the love and sending those to us. You're so sweet for thinking of us.
Mm-hmm.
Super sweet. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
Nope.
He has nothing else to say, y'all.
Do
you believe it?
We are thinking, and I'm not going to tell much here, we are thinking about getting a second vehicle to save some of the wear and tear on the Jeep because that's all we have outside the motorcycle. I don't really count that because you can't always drive it. So
and I can't drive it at all.
We're thinking about a smaller, we do have a car in mind and we are in communication with someone from a private owner, but we should know more about that this week.
So I can cruise around, and right?
We're looking for a deal. So if it doesn't work out, we're patient, we're window shopping, kicking tires, see if we can find something affordable and good on gas and fun to drive. So those are the three criteria because we'd like it to be small so it can fit inside the garage when we're not here. So that's the plan. So little secret on that. I like car shopping, even if you're just looking.
Anything else you're doing in the future?
Nope.
Any future plans you wanted to talk about besides that?
Oh, you want to talk about February?
If you want to.
Well, we've signed up to go on a cruise to the Bahamas with a list of several of our YouTube friends. So we'll be going to the Bahamas February 1st through the 6th out of Port Canaveral, which is actually Orlando, Florida. So
that'll be my first cruise.
We look excited. We look forward to that. I think we're going with Georgie and Cooper in the plans to go. Don't know if everybody has signed up yet, but Veteran Nation is going. I think there are several others.
Hi, Jason.
Several others have signed up to go, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be the first of many.
Now, it might be hard to...
I want to go to a cruise to Alaska.
Yeah, that would be nice. You got to catch those out of the Pacific Northwest, though.
Trish says, so happy you like them. We love them. We're just so thankful for you thinking of us.
Yeah, they're very pretty. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to go on more cruises. I want to go to other countries, too. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we really want to go on a longer cruise than this, but we wanted to kind of tip our toes in the water first. We'll go on a little one now and see how we like it.
Oh, Pokemon says she went on that cruise and it was awesome.
It's a shorter cruise, under a week. We wanted something longer, but we conformed to the group, so we could join the group, and some people are working, so they have to get back. They only have a week vacation or what have you. Some are on a limited budget, whatnot. That's fine. We understand that, as we are. So we're going to do the Bahama cruise, and then maybe later we'd like to go further down the Caribbean. Like I'd like to go to Jamaica. And Mexico is not. I don't think Mexico is real safe right now, so I would go to Jamaica. I would like to see Cuba, but I don't know if they do cruises there. But I think Cuba would be interesting to see. But they have a military base there, but I don't think they have camping. They got jail cells. Guantanamo Bay.
You're on your own with that, buddy.
But so yeah, cruises are in our future. I think those will be a lot of fun. I've never been on one, so I'm looking forward to it.
The most I've ever been on was growing up when we were real young, early 20s. We went on one of those party cruises out of Fort Lauderdale that just goes out for a couple hours and comes back. So, people are gambling and there's dance clubs and stuff like that. It wasn't really that much fun. I never went on one again, but a bunch of friends of mine were going, so I went along to check it out. But
you're saying that's not your scene?
Not my scene.
Yeah,
no, I never was.
I wouldn't imagine that would be your scene.
I was never big into the whole clubbing scene and all that. It's just not that fun for me.
Right.
And I've never been a big gambler, so.
You were probably more mature than your peers.
I don't know. Maybe I just didn't have the right dance moves.
Gotta get your groove on.
But it's all good.
Well, that's all I got. I know we've run over time, and I guess that happens when you haven't done one in a while. That's it. That's all I got.
That's it. You're signing off?
I'm signing off.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody who joined us today. Thank you so much to all the moderators for putting links up and just being here with us.
And thanks for the good showing. We had 400 plus people in here.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to all our members. I know we try to do a members video once a week usually. Like I said, this past week, we were at the bowling alley with my son, just having fun and making a mess of the games and just hanging out with everybody. Also, thank you to all our subscribers. It is free to subscribe. Just hit that button and notice all, so you get all the notices. And again, it's free to do that. And to be a member, it's not that much either. It's $5 for the first level. And the second level, where you get the videos and lives, it's $10 a month. And we appreciate every single one of you, whether you're a subscriber or a member.
Or just hanging out.
With us. And just remember to be good to each other. Don't get caught up in all the drama to where it's making you be bitter. Stay happy, stay positive, and spread the love everywhere you go. Love and smiles.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it, man.
All right, y'all. We'll see you on the flip, and watch tomorrow's video for our mashup of fun. Talk to y'all soon. Love you guys.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Peace.
Peace out.